Hi, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
How are you?
Morning.
Good
Good.
morning.
Good
Doing
morning.
good.
Good morning.
So today,
Doing good, Puan.
uh, today we will discuss about uh, well, welcome to subject entrepreneurship in Asia. So today we will straightforward discuss about this subject, starting with the first slide. So actually, I like to wait a while if anyone will coming in into this session. Is it okay?
Okay.
In
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, sure. We wait for one.
Okay. Before we proceed with the first chapter, can we have a simple ice-breaking session? My name is Rusniati binti Mahyadin. So I'm your tutor for this subject. And I'm a part-timer at Asia University. For this subject, I like to share with all of you an experience towards the business, and might be all of you also have your own experience in it. When we look at a new uh, when we look at a new environment after COVID-19 in Malaysia, in all around the world, it might have a different style in approaching of the business as well. So you can add on the information that you have and share in this session. It's not necessarily we go through one by one on the theory aspects. So can we start with a simple ice-breaking session? Lo Ka Huyen, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi. My name is Hawing. I'm part-time studying for this. Uh, not very good at this, but yeah, just a part-time student here to learn whatever I can lah.
Okay, what is your job or area of?
I work for the government in the MRT project under MMC Gamuda. So yeah, and on the side, I want to have better qualifications, I guess. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, Lo Ka Huyen. Can we proceed with Yin Guang Eng?
Hi, morning. My name is Guan. Currently, this is my fourth sem to AU. I'm GDBM students. I'm attached to a company that providing services for IT solution integration. Yeah, that's
Okay,
about me. Yeah.
thank you. Yashini Gunasiran.
Okay, hi Miss, I'm Yashini. I'm from BBA program. I'm working as admin lah, admin club. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Can we proceed with Connie?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Connie. I'm doing BBA program third semester now. I'm staying in Petaling Jaya. I'm an English teacher.
Okay. Wan Yaakob.
Hello, my name is Alka. I'm a BBA student in Asia University. I'm currently in my second semester. Uh, I'm not working right now, but I'm waiting for a job call in the future, maybe after MCO.
Okay, thank you. Sonia Sorna.
Hi, my name is Sorna. I'm working at Top Club. This is my first sem.
First semester.
Yes.
So majority, not the first, only one student per semester. So if you have anything, either you can contact through WhatsApp or email to me as stated in your system. I think they provide an email address. So we have two channel over here, either through WhatsApp or through an email to communicate. So anything else do you like to add on? Okay, we start with a first topic in this subject. So I make it as simple, and we try to cover up at least 3 topics in this session. Okay, hold on, because I think one of the student asking to have a link in our WhatsApp. Aida, can you assist towards it? Okay. Okay. For this subject, actually we're running in bilingual. If you like to use Malay or English, it's up to you to answer for assignment and do on the final exam, or might be extended assignment. It's up to the university decision after it. So when we look at the introductions of entrepreneurship in Asia, okay. Do you like to ask regarding the assignment first, or I proceed the with the lecture? Which one do you prefer? To discuss on the assignment or proceed with the lecture?
Mm, maybe discuss how to do assignment first.
Okay, we start with the lecture first, and after it, we have a discussion towards the assignment. Okay, when we look at an introduction to entrepreneurship in Asia, when we look at entrepreneurship, it's not about entrepreneurship only. We are looking at the ethics as well, because of in any of the business, we have to make sure that a part of the ethic will uh, embedded in the business. To make sure that what we do, we have to make sure we are doing in correct way or in a good way. For example, might be some others say that okay, what happened now is a God creations, but some others they say that oh, this is one of the some of the informations is not necessarily say that God creations only for these types of issues about pandemic, about COVID-19. But what we are looking at, whatever it is, we have to go through the process of how we have to survive in the future. And when we do a business, we have to make sure that what we do is within the ethic or within the what we should as a human. So when we look at the ethical issues nowadays, they have a lots of issues happen, especially um, in a business. So in a business, actually, we are facing a varieties of ethical decision that what should we choose, start from the early of the stage and until the end. Even though if sometimes you might facing a bankruptcy with your business, but still a part of it you have to fulfill the criteria of the business with the ethical method. So when we look at the ethics, provide a basic rules. What should we do and don'ts. So this is the parameters of what we should doing in a business as well. So while we start with ethics in this subject to make sure that okay, in any of the ideas about the business, we are looking at the profit. And instead of the profit, we also have to fulfill our demands towards the society is to provide something good. For example, if you provide a product of to others, you have to make sure that product will help the others to improve in their daily life or improve if you do a product or produce for example, a medical treatment towards, you have to make sure that that medical will help the people. It's not to get a harm, so to say. So this is the ethics. And when we look at rationalization of why we apply it, so first we have to make sure that activity is legal. And second, we also have to make sure that whatever decision that we made meet with the our company vision and vision and version. And if we do something is not good to our company, it will harms or give a bad reputation to our company later on. So when we look at the matter of morality, when we look at the ethic, it's not just ethic, but in any of the business, we have a legal requirement and moral judgment. So when we look at the legal, at Malaysia, we have to fulfill the criteria of a legal set by the government. And we have to make sure that whatever we do, we have to register, we have to get an approval, and we can running the business. And if we do some things against the law, so the government will sue us. So this is what we have, or why we should have followed the law set by the government. So we have a lots of legal requirement to set up a business. We have to know about the law within the company, because of each of the company might impose on the several aspect of it or differences aspect of it. So when we look at ethics and law, we look at a trade-off or in terms of the economic. In any of the business, we look at a part of the innovation, risk taking, and venture creation. If you look nowadays a situation based on the COVID-19, what do you think of a new products that can be offered to the society? Anyone like to give an idea?
I think vaccine probably.
Yes, correct. that's a that's a demand nowadays. Beside the vaccine, glove. Okay, thank you, Sonia. Vaccine, glove, then mask.
Barber shop.
Huh?
Barber shop.
Barber shop. Why you said barber shop? Sanitizer? Because of
Well, that's why the community demands for it. That's why the government urged to open the barber shop.
yes, that's the demand now. But the barber shop is already here in the business. But how they do or based on the process, what should they do to prevent the spreaders of the virus? They just open it. But what we do nowadays, we are looking at the SOP. How should we running it, the business within the SOP? Anything else? Any innovation? If you look at nowadays, most of the restaurant, they can open their business. They have to follow SOP. And if you look at the picture, what they do at the table to prevent the people to sit nearby to each other. What they put on the table? Okay, food delivery services. Yes, local weighing screens. So when we look at the business aspect, sometimes because of what we have nowadays, we have to adapt with a new situation and come up with a new idea to help our business still sustain and to grow out in the future. It's not to take it off. But if you look at a news, what happened to AirAsia and others company relate with it? What happened to AirAsia?
I think the company had laid off a lot of staff recently due to the low demand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So to allow the company to stay afloat, so that's a strategy that belong to the company leadership.
They do laid off to several staff to minimize the cost. So this is the strategies in any of the business. Sometimes we do a strategies, but sometimes some other people say it's against on certain types of law. So if you lay it off your staff, what should you do to fulfill on the law aspect? You have to give
We assess. Yeah.
and not necessarily VSS. VSS
Okay.
asking to do a
Uh-huh.
volunteer basis. But when you force someone to resign, what should the company provide?
Compensation? No?
Yes, correct. So meaning that in a business, when you do a decision towards it, you have to fulfill the criteria of the law, and at the same time, when we look at it, it's a part of the ethics because they have a lot on the success of the company. But because of these issues, economic crisis, so even though we asking them to resign, but we still have to fulfill their whatever stated in the law. So when we look at the establishing a strategy for ethical responsibility, most of the company will state on the code of conduct or ethical practice. What should we do? Okay, if you like to expand our business. So this is the ethical practice or code of the conduct that we have to fulfill. They have a varieties of it, and it's not necessarily similar within one types of business into the others. Some others they might have a conflict of interest towards it. So how we conduct a conflict of interest? For example, you are manager and you can approve on a tender. So is it possible for you to give it up a tender towards your family members or towards your friends that you know or close to you only? So this is a part of the uh, ethical practice and code of conduct. So approach of managerial ethics, when we look at how the management should apply ethic in the business, everyone in the business have to follow and have to focus on ethical position based on whatever types of business that they are involved in it. So either immoral, moral, or moral management. But I hope after you studied this subject with this university, please use a good moral management instead of others. Because sometimes when we look at the business, they like to do something out of moral. They feel that okay, we have to doing it, and whatever outcomes happens, we don't care, at least we get the profits towards it. It doesn't matter. So it's not a good thing. So when we look at the managerial aspect in terms of establishing an ethical in the business. So we look at ethical and business decision. Some others they're looking at this is the dilemmas for entrepreneur. Conflict of interest. For example, you like to give your project to A because of A helping you a lot before when you set up your business. So it's a part of conflict of interest. Social responsibility to stakeholders. We look at members in the business. If you're running a bigger business, they have people around you. It's not around those who are buying your uh, mm, what we have uh, those especially a company who are listed in over here Bursa Saham Kuala Lumpur. So you have to fulfill the criteria of to fulfill all the stakeholders' demand. It's not only within the company, but the other people outside of the company who are looking at the profit as well when they buy your apa saham. Level of openness. When we look at the entrepreneurship, sometimes we have to open towards varieties, uh, critics from the others, change of method. For example, nowadays, previously we are looking at in all of the university in Malaysia, when we are running business in education, we have face-to-face session. So we meet in class, and because of this, we have to change into using a lots of technologies. Even in a business, you might use a lots of meeting online. Beside previously, you can go and discuss in a restaurant or in a hotel or coming in into the office, and we have a meeting in the meeting room. So we have to be open towards the decision and how we were running on it. But sometimes the openness also, we also facing a dilemmas for the openness, because of sometimes they feel that if you are too open towards others, it might be harm for your business. Personality traits, each of the businessmen, they have their own strengths. Sometimes they have to change their personality towards what are the demands of the business that they are running on. Uh, it might be difficult at the first stage if they have a different traits of personality, and what types when they are involved in the business, they have to be more open. Or for example, if you are involved with a marketing and previously you are a person who are not really like to talking too much, not know how to persuade others, so when we do a business, we have to open it up and change our personality traits as well. But sometimes it might um, involve on the dilemmas of running on the business. Okay, in your company, did your company emphasize on the code of conduct? Can you give an example, a simple example of code of conduct? Can I start with Ying Han Pao? In your company, do you have any code of conduct stated by the company? Okay, I like to ask a teacher over here, Ying Guan Eng.
Can I say harassment?
Harassment.
Yep.
Yes, sexual harassment and part of code of conduct in the business. Correct?
Correct.
Connie? Hmm. Connie, do you have any idea? Okay, Wan Yaakob?
Uh, Probably like a pet policy, like do not bring animals to your workplace.
Okay, that policy. But it depends on the business. If you are running veterinarians types of business, still you have to allow it. Okay, Muhammad Khairul Rizwan, based on your own opinion or what you are doing in your career, is there any code of conduct stated by the company?
You punch card for another person, is it? code of conduct also?
You have others to punch card.
Ah,
Did they stated any document in your company you are not allowed to doing
yes,
it?
yes. It is stated in the law.
Ah, so it's again to the process of
Yeah.
loh
It,
kahwin. Loh kahwin. Okay, Yashini Kunasiran.
I typed my answer in the chat.
Okay, correct. You are not allowed to disclose a document, especially relate with the contract and so on. So this is the code of the conduct stated by the company. Late forward kena apa? Warning letter. Kena warning. Warning letter. So this is a part of the code of conduct. When we look at a varieties of the business, they are also have a special terms that we have to follow based on any. Okay, anything else that you like to ask relate with the ethics as a starting of the subject? Even though we are looking at the business, at the same time we have to follow the ethics. We have to make sure that our business still in a good manners.
No, I don't have any question.
Okay. Still the continuities of the first topic. So we look at an entrepreneurship. So this is the entrepreneurship definition. Design, launching, and running a new business. Either you like to start with a startup company or you like to offer a product, a startup company offering a product, or like to do based on the process of or service. So when we look at entrepreneurship, whatever you are doing to help the others to do something, and you can organize, you can manage. So this is a part of the business, and in of the business what we are facing is a risk. Yes, we are looking at the profit at the end, but throughout the process of it we still have a risk. So if someone like to involve with a businessman or woman, so we have to be aware there is a risk in our business. So as an entrepreneur, we have to know that we should looking at a new opportunity and convert the opportunity into the product or into the service in a market. For example, as I asked all of you just now, what are the products that can we do within the pandemic? Okay, we have a varieties in terms of medical, in terms of services, in terms of security. So this is how we identify an entrepreneurship. So we look at an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is someone who can identify a niche in the market. So that we can spot a business opportunity that will fill gaps in the market. Previously, we like to go to the restaurant to have our food. And nowadays, we are not allowed. Previously, when MCO, we are not allowed to go to any outside if we did not have a strong decisions or a strong reason for it. So what are the gaps that we can fulfill? Still provide service towards the people, but at the same time, people still in the house. So, for example, we have a food delivery system. Either you use what we have, Grab Food,
Panda.
Food Panda, then
Lala Move.
so we have a varieties. So this is the niche market nowadays. The area of you can involve in it. For example, you might can be a personal shopper. So second is identify key people to help achieve the goals. Nobody in the world can do everything. Even myself, I have my lack in a certain areas. I did not have a full of capacity or capability to do anything or to do everything. So when we start as an entrepreneur, you are the person who can help others to doing something that they don't. For example, IT. Not everyone have an expert towards information technology, how to set up all the equipment in computer and so on. So you help towards it. If someone didn't, nowadays we use a lot of technologies. So you can create something to help the others. For example, when we look at Facebook, the starting of the Facebook is at the beginning to have a discussion within a group of people or students to do their assignment. They start to do a discussion at the beginning. And at last, because of they feel that it's a good to have or to spread it out to others. And nowadays we use a Facebook as our social media. It goes similar with others. Previously, when we look at, we start with a message. We have a telephone and we use a telephone as a beside call we use a message, and nowadays we have a lots of uh, WhatsApp and others, so it helped us. And when we look at uh, previously when we look at how we can have a meeting with other people outside of the same area, we use a teleconferencing. And one of the famous, previously we use what we have? A Skype. And nowadays, because of the demand, we have a Zoom. We have now we are using Google Meet. Others university they might use or others
WebEx.
WebEx. What others? Microsoft Teams. So we have a varieties because of we like to meet other people and help them to keep it up with whatever they are doing, and at the same time it gives us a profit. And when we look at Google Meet, of course, at the beginning they did not set for the fees, but later on I'm not so sure about it. If you look at Zoom, they have a free for 45 minutes, but if you like to use more than 45 minutes, you have to pay for it. You have to register your account with a Zoom. So this is how you help the others, help to achieve goals of the others as well. For example, another example, uh, in a finance, not everyone can or able to do a financial aspect of, so you can provide a financial assistance to the company. Take risks, of course. In a business, an entrepreneur should know as a part of it, but you have to be carefully research the market, and the customer may reject your product or service at the beginning or might be later on. For example, previously when we look at telephone company, the most popular previously is the Nokia, right?
And Ericsson. Yep.
Sony Ericsson. And nowadays, what happened to that particular company? And we have one of the product. Previously, we always look at it. We like to get a picture, we put it in our camera. The name of the product is Kodak. The company is Kodak, produce a film. And nowadays, because of a new technology, most of the people use a telephone, and telephone is not just the phone, it's like the previous. We have a lot of, including a camera. And what happened to the demand of the Kodak? So when we look at as an entrepreneur, we have to look at and do a research towards the markets before we start our business. Show drive and initiative. You have to show that you have an energy and determination to overcome any of the obstacle, because of even in your family members, sometimes we get an ideas of against what we like to do. Some others, they have a family members who are not really support the ideas to set up with the business. So it's difficult actually, but I think they have different views compared to ethnic. Nowadays, I think we change a little bit. Previously, most of the Chinese like to do a business. Why? Instead of working with the others,
Better profit.
better profit. Correct, Connie? Do you have any idea why Chinese people like to involve with a business compared other races in Malaysia?
One,
It's what they learn from their parents and grandparents.
They have an heritage of the business.
they
They
are
like,
risk taker.
huh?
Risk taker implement what they have learned in the university.
Risk taker, okay. Ying Heng Pao. Loh kahwin. Sonia.
Yeah, I think it's
Earn
just our culture, I guess.
to earn more money.
To earn more money, because they said that when you involve with a business, you can get unlimited numbers of income. If you're working with an organization, you might have a limited numbers of, example, your salary 4,000, so you can get only around it. But if you are involved with a business, more than 4,000 per month, you can get it.
But I think, madam, business is something that the income is not it is uncertainty because it depends on the economic, it depends on the demand and supply. I think that's why I told you earlier that most of the Chinese, if they are in the business sectors or they are doing their own business, it means that they are very high risk taker. And then maybe they have a quite big turnover, so they can run the business smoothly even though the economy is not so good. Am I right, madam?
Correct. Because when you are involved with a business, not only a risk taker, you can decide whatever decision you like to have. If you are working with others, you might have a straight, see, you can't do this. So this is the evolution of an entrepreneur. Previously, when we look at the the types of the business that they do, they have a renaissance of tradesmen. So they produce a product based on machines, craftsmen, other job, develop a commerce, but it's still within their area. And they goes into another parts of, they name it as a colonial expansions. That's the reason why British coming into Malaysia and they like to expand their business and get whatever we have in Malaysia to correlate with the business as well. So this is a part of colonization expansion. They do a training. We start to plant a lot of, for example, over Malaysia, we have a rubber pepper, we have a sugar cane, we have a tobacco, and they start to transport their products to other countries. So a second style in a business is a colonial expansions. And after it, they change it into industrial revolution. They start to do, previously a businessman keep the money by their own. Now, when we look at industrial revolution, they start to set up with a bank. They start to set up with a technology. They start to use a transportation. They start to use a communication. They start to provide a business in energy, and they start to produce a lot of things based on the industrial productions. Previously, when we like to have, uh, for example, we are looking at the attire, we make it by our own. It might be we can produce only one at one time. But when we look at industrial revolution, they can produce a lots of product within one times because they use an industrial, use and technology inside it. And when we look at the 20th century, the business we goes into a new dimensions. So they like lots of towards the advertising in a business. We start to have a newspaper, we start to have a television, we start to use a radio for the advertising, and it's real expense a lot, and it's real influence a lot. So see, we feel that okay, when we involve, for example, if you are a singer, you can gain a lot of money instead of you are or you are not a singer, or you can involve with to produce a film because of the demand of the film. It's quite higher. People will pay for it when they are going to the cinema and watching for it. So this is 20th century types of the business. And nowadays, we are in information age. We have a lots of business running on online. Not necessarily you should have a a typical business office. You can running your business anywhere. It's not necessarily to have a shop. You can keep it up a product in one building, and if they have a demand to receipt, you just selling out. And we are looking at the service as well. Previously, a lots of demand towards what we call to have or to we have a lots of demand toward a leisure activity. For example, going for holiday package, you can offer it. But after COVID-19, might be we have a new ideas of the business and how we're running the business within the technologies that we have. And nowadays, if you look at the demand, a lots of people like to buy online, and a lots of company who are offered to deliver the product facing sometimes it might be a trouble to deliver the product within the time periods or timelines stated by the company, but it's a good to have this kind of business instead of when we said that if we are not allowed to going out all the product or our economy will going down because of nobody will buying it. But if you look at even in other country or in Malaysia itself, lots of people still feel that okay, we can have another types of um, online buying. So it shows on the increase of online buying. So this is an information age. When we look at the process of how the business previously running and until the today's business, it might be in future we have a different types of involvement in the business. This is the ideas of future entrepreneur. They said that we can sell our ideas. If you look at previously, we have a lots of consultant. So the consultant itself is one of the business. Give it out others the ideas, and you can share or you can sell your ideas, and others will accept your ideas. Look at how to have a concept of how to make sure the ideas we grow within the business, uh, building building the business into a good area or a good position. And when we look at the fifth is exit. Some of the businessmen, they did not hold the business till their death. Some others, they set it up until in a certain times of the period, they will sell it out to others to get a profit. It's not about to get the profit every month or every year, but if they feel that they can sell their business and to get more profit, they will doing it. Okay, attitude, skill, and knowledge required by entrepreneur. Okay, when we look at this, everything shows it. You should have all these attitude, skill, and knowledge in everything. It's not necessarily you know everything, but you can ask others to get or to help on it. For example, you might did not available or have a knowledge, a skills towards accounting. You can ask others about accounting. It goes similar with a law. But you should have a knowledge about it as an entrepreneur. When we look at the skill, we have a varieties of skills that we should apply. Sometimes even though we did not have this skill at the beginning, we will can get or we can improve ourselves to get the new skills. Nowadays, we have a lots of training provided by a lots of company, and if you like to enhance your skill, even I think nowadays we have a University of Oxford offered an online learning due to COVID-19 for free. So if you like to grab an opportunity to have a double degree from AAU and Harvard University or Oxford University, you can try to enroll for their subject as well. And when we look at the attitude, this is the important attitude should have among the entrepreneur. First, motivation. Of course, whatever you do, you should have a motivation. Even when you further your study at university, a motivation aspect is one part of it. You might compare yourself with your friend. Oh, I have a lots of assignment to do. I have a lots of a job to do at the same time. But you have to make sure that you still have a high motivations to complete your studies in university, in this university. And when we look at entrepreneur, of course, responsibility is a part of it. Risk taking, information seeking, we have to get an information from the others. If we did not expert in something, we can ask others to help succeed. Okay, when we look at the entrepreneur, they have several types. I just select several examples over here to discuss. One is intrapreneur. Intrapreneur, entrepreneur is an entrepreneur within a large organization with high entrepreneurial characteristic who strongly believe in his talent and ability and has a strong desire to create something using his own initiative and creative. Did you heard about magic?
You mean Magic in Cyberjaya?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Innovation organization belong to government.
Mm-hmm. Actually, magic in Cyberjaya helping a lot of entrepreneurs towards the innovation, and one another aspect is about social entrepreneurship. They like to like a Malaysia people to involve in it. So when I going to the magic previously, I have a discussion with staff at magic.
Okay.
What they like to encourage is actually in magic they provide a lot of
Startup funds, I think.
yes, a startup fund.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a new information in magic. because they also provide something during the pandemic to help the entrepreneur facing difficulties nowadays. So if any one of you like to know about the magic, you can access this website, and actually it help a lot of a new or startup company to set up a business. Previously, they mentioned to me that I can bring my students to involve with their startup project. But unfortunately, uh, I'm not recommend my students, because I feel that if the student start to involve with a startup project with a magic, they might not continue their study.
Right, that's correct. Yep. They'll be overloaded. Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I said to them, okay, that's a good idea. I will promote magic on behalf of, because we have uh, a discussion before. So I said to them, I will promote your project, but I'm not asking my students involved with magic as 100% off, because of the reason is I'm afraid that my student might stop to study and 100% focus on whatever they do at magic. But if you like to doing it, it's a good, because they give you a lot of information, helping money as well to do a startup project. So this is a part of the entrepreneur. If you feel you have an initiative, you have a creativity, goes to the magic and get an experience in it. Second is technopreneur. Technopreneur more on the technology. You might can produce a product or services relate with the technology. And social entrepreneur, they said that instead of you do a business, gain the profit, you have to look at the social problems, help them to overcome the social problems, and use an entrepreneur principle to create and to manage help on the social change. For example, previously when we look at an example of social entrepreneur, we have a garment bank at Bangladesh. Do you have any idea about that bank?
No, I don't know anything about bank in Bangladesh.
If you make a comparison between our bank in Malaysia and government bank at Bangladesh, we have a different view of bank, different perceptions towards the bank. Garmin or Garmin bank. You like to have a break, because of we are almost 1 hour of class.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so please take a break a while.
What time we need to come back? Please.
Madam, sorry for asking you. before we take a break,
Huh?
maybe I lost few minutes.
I think your internet not stable, Khairul, because I can't hear you.
Madam,
Khairul.
have we discussed about the assignment yet?
Oh, not yet. Oh, you like to discuss about the assignment before we have a break, huh? Isn't it, Khairul? Is it correct? Okay.
Yes, correct. Mister, we haven't discussed the assignment yet, right, madam?
Yes.
Okay.
So we discuss about it.
Miss, what time come back?
Uh, we discuss about the assignment before break.
Okay, can.
Okay. Hmm? TPS. PLS. Okay. Assignment question and submission link. Question. Okay. So we look at the assignment question before we have a break. Submission before 27th of July. Okay. I allow, if you like to use Malay, you can using it. If you like to use English, you can using it. But please use only one language. First question. Look at the scope of business, food and beverage. Create a comprehensive and effective business plan. So you have to come up with your business plan. Consists of, start with executive summary, overview and objective. Product and service must be based on the food and beverage only. Market opportunity, how you like to do a sales and marketing. Do a competitive analysis. If you like to use a SWOT analysis, you can using it. If you like to use other type of analysis as well to look at or to do an analysis towards the food, still available. So meaning that if you like to make a comparison with several branded or several types of business similar with what you are doing, you can doing it. For example, you like to open up. Please give me an example of the food or beverage business that you like to open up.
Muffin?
Huh?
Muffin.
Coffee. Oh,
Muffin,
muffin.
muffin.
Muffin. Okay, you like to open up a muffin business. So
I
you
mean,
can,
means that I want to open the bakery shop, but the main part of the business would be the muffin.
ah,
Ah,
okay. So you can make a comparison with what we have anti N, kan? Anti N, or you can make a comparison between how Apple, huh? Big Apple do a business.
Madam, is it possible if we just want to open the bakery shop, but then we want to make a comparison with the established market, because Big Apple is a very established market.
Because when we do a business, you have to do something that when you do a marketing competitive analysis, you have to do something that this is what the others do, and you have either you follow it or you do a
Mm,
simple
yeah,
arrangements towards it to make sure that your
yeah.
business will success as what they do. If you make a comparison, for example, you like to have your shop, bakery shop, make a comparison with unknown shop, unknown bakery shop. So it's I'm not talking that it's not good, but it's not enough to show that you have a you it not sure that you are compatible for that particular business. Because while we are doing a business plan, when we look at the business plan, we have a purpose to do a business plan. For example, we like to have a loan from the bank, or we are asking a loan or helping from the government if the government offered the grant. So that's the reason I advise you to do a comparison or competitive analysis with a company or established company. At least you know what they do and you can copy it, or you can adjust a little bit with them to show out, oh, you still compatible for that particular business. We not just do a business plan and keep it for only under our drawer, or keep it in our drawer only. So at least when you have this business plan, and some other days might be your family members, even though you are working, and in future one of your family members asking, okay, I like to have an idea to open up a bakery shop. And oh, you are start to think that previously I have this assignment for in AAU, and I have a little bit information to it, and you can hand it over to them and help them to set up. So it's not just to get a good mark for this assignment. I like you to have a real life uh, ideas when you do the assignment, and in future you might can using it. Okay, okay or not?
Okay, I think yeah, that understand.
So competitive analysis is up to you actually. If you have, for example, you state that okay, you like to open up a business of the coffee bean at AEU building. Previously, we have at downstairs on the basement a coffee shop, right? If you like to make a comparison between several coffee shop nearby to AEU, it's okay. To show out you are more competitive compared to others. Competitive analysis and operation, how the operation will go. Management team and financial analysis. Okay. I show to all of you a real sample, but in Malay, not in English, because this business plan actually you okay. I share it out to you, but this business plan is not about the food and beverage, but it's about agriculture. We send this business plan to the government to get, they have a grant, to get a grant, so we have to provide this business plan. So this is the real business plan, and at last, we get the grant from the government. Okay, we start with an introduction because this is an agriculture of products. So we plan suddenly I lost the word. What we call for nanas? Pineapple.
Pineapple, yes, correct. The MD2 model, right? Yeah.
Yes, correct. So this
Pineapple.
even though we will look at the pineapple, we have our product of pineapple, we have to do a research, what are the varieties that we have towards the pineapple itself. They have lots of varieties, the name of the product, pineapple itself. So we have a varieties of product pineapple. In a business plan, we still have to do a research towards an overall of the varieties. So we state that, okay, we like to do one of the varieties. We call it the pineapple. The name of this varieties is Ananas Morris. The name of it is a Morris. We have a varieties, Sarawak and so on, MD2 and so on. So we have to elaborate what are the good things about the product that we choose. For example, we choose a pineapple, varieties of Morris, so we have to show it out. Okay, this is what they have in Morris. After it, we will look at the executive who will do the project. We have to mention, okay, these people and what are the background of the people, the knowledge about it. And we have to state with why we provide this business plan. Because of for this business plan, we like to get a grant from in-kind contribution from the ministries, 20K. And we start to look at background of the project, which area. We have to mention a location, details, a real information. We start to show it out. Okay, this is the name of the person who will conduct the project and their background of. Then we go into vision, mission, and objective of the business. what we like to have in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. So we have to mention in it. And we have to show what our activity when we do a business. Then we look at the potential of the business. This is based on the research. It shows that, okay, a lots of demand towards the pineapple nowadays. And what we have in the domestic, we have a less numbers of people who are offered on that particular fruit. So we mentioned that, okay, what are the benefit of to have a pineapple based on the research. So we have to show it out, a location. Is it a good location or it's not? If we build up this, is it easier for people to retrieve it, come in it to buy it or not? So we have to produce with a picture as well to show it out to the government that yes, we like to have this grant because we already start up it. We have these ideas, we doing it, but we like to get a help. And we have to show on organization, committee members who are handle on that particular project. Do several informations about the organization structure, who like to do which. And each of the people who are managed it, you have to describe, okay, this is their responsibility. For example, we state that, okay, as a pengurus project, what should they do? Assistant project manager, what should they do? A technical and operation, what should they do? Marketing, finance. And if we have, for example, over here, we still need someone to help us. It's not our to do by our own, so we get a helper. So we have to stay inside it. And we also put it technical and services required for it. For example, we have, or we like to have this, and marketing strategies, process, financial aspect, the costs involved. We have to make sure that the cost still what we share in a business plan is the correct information. This is the cost. Everything we have to state it detail. Operation cost, and we have to estimate if we will do this, how much we will get in the future. So this is the estimation of income as an overall. If we can produce this, how many products within this, how many we will get. So the last one is justification and closing. So this one, just to get 20K, 20 pages off. So when we look at, if you like to have a comprehensive and effective, based on the question, you have to fulfill all these criteria. I did not state on the how many pages that you like to use. It's up to you, but not less than 10 pages for this business plan. If you less than 10 pages, it shows that you are not doing a good, comprehensive and effective business plan. Any question or any discussion or any clarification you like to have?
So minimum is 10 pages for this section, yeah.
Yes,
Minimum 10 pages.
minimum. But you will not get a good mark for it. We just provide 10 pages of.
Ideally, how many pages do you see?
Ideally, 30
Yes.
30 pages.
13. 13 or 30?
Zero.
Huh?
Huh?
No, you said 13 or 30 pages.
At least 25 pages, more than 10. 20. It's not necessary 30. Not 13. 30. Not necessary. More than 10 pages.
Okay. In the executive summary section, what information do you want us to put here?
Executive summary meaning that an overall information of your business.
Sorry?
Hmm?
Overall?
What you like to do about your business.
Because I don't really understand what to put in this section.
If you look into normal research, they have an abstract, right? So executive summary, you have to make a summarize of your business as an overall, what the ideas of your business.
Okay. Is Law Kawing's description quite this one? Quite accurate? Explaining the business to somebody that has no idea what your business is about.
Yeah. So at least at the
quite accurate?
make a simple explanations of what you like to do. Because a business plan, you will hand it into other people to ask for example, to the bank. So they did not know about it. So at least in the first page, executive summary, they know, oh, this is your business and what you like to do.
Okay. And in the overview and objectives, what do we write here?
Okay, I show you another example of business plan. Actually, we have a lot in internet.
Oh, really?
This one is the Yash store. So they start with an executive summary. So they do an introduction what they like to do based on their business.
Okay, so introduction is like executive summary is like an introduction.
And then the team. Who like to be a board of director and so on. People.
I have a question about that. Do we need real people, or we can just make up?
Make up.
Okay, got it.
You can make up.
But I think the important point is you have a technical guy, you have a finance guy, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay, understand.
And then because this business more on technology, so they put it a part of the technology overview, marketing. How about the sales and profit? operation, and this is the close. So the start, describe of the venture details. If you look at this business plan, they have 38 pages. This is industry analysis, analysis of competitor. So they do an analysis and compare it with others, potential competitors, market segmentation. So it's up to you, how do you do a marketing analysis. If you like to use a SWOT, it's okay. I accept it as well. Okay, this is the technology plan. Marketing plan. How they do a promotion, pricing, location storm, product forecast. And this is the financial plan. At least financial plan, 3 years financial plan.
So about the financial plan, right? It looks very detailed. I think all of this is also just estimate figures, right? We just
Estimate figures.
okay.
Come up with a figures. Estimate only. It's not necessarily the real. But if someone asks you, you have to mention to them, okay, this is estimate. If they like to copy your business plan, they have to do an adjustment. So this is the operating expenses, advertising, and so on. Cash flow projection, production plan, operation. Mm, okay, and so at least 10 pages and above.
Okay.
So,
Limitation fit on the side because you have to fulfill all the criteria based on these details.
what
And
is the
this
difference between executive summary and overview? Because in executive summary, we already give the introduction, and then in the overview,
overview, executive summary overall. Overview and objective is specifically on the introductions of it. And what are the objective of your business plan?
I think executive
overview is more detailed.
Hmm.
Okay. Yes,
um
you were saying?
I think it's a executive summary we clear, but overview I think we're talking not overview of your business but overview of this document, I think. Is it, or am I wrong?
Can, if you like to put an
I
over,
think overview is the nature of the business.
huh? Please.
I think the overview is the nature of the business. Like if I'm going to open up the coffee shop, I just need to explain the coffee industries in Malaysia, and then when it comes to the executive summary, I will further write about what my company is all about.
Hmm. Can. Any idea? Any things that you like to add on?
The third last section, operations. This is we explain how we plan to operate the daily how the daily operation of the business will be. Is it?
Yes. Okay, 30 marks.
Okay, I have no more questions.
Quite okay so far.
Actually, you can have a look, Google sample in the internet, change a little bit here and there.
But the structure must be the same, lah, right? You
Madam,
must
how
have.
about the plagiarism?
Huh?
How about the plagiarism? Yeah?
How about the plagiarism?
How many percentages that you accepted?
I'm not state any over here. I did not ask the students to upload in, turn it in for this assignment. Unless I found that your assignment
Means that don't have to.
unless, for example, your assignment exactly as I show as a sample, so it shows that you do a duplication of others assignment 100%, to effect lah.
So means that we don't have to upload it in Turnitin?
Is it necessarily for you to upload it in Tenini? They are not stated over here, right? They are not turned in over here.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I don't think it's compulsory. Like you can just upload it.
They are not stated, so I'll let you to have your own ideas. But please do not copy and paste exactly what we have in the internet and change it into front page as your assignment.
Actually, you can just copy and paste English and translate to PM. Nobody will know, I think.
No,
Yes, you can. Yes.
Madam, I think the best way if you want to know whether the students do it by themselves or copy just after they submit all the assignments, so you can ask them personally to what we call it to give some sort of brief explanation what the company is all
No
about.
need for it.
So it's one of the
No need
instruments
for
that
it because I can copy
so,
one paragraph in your assignment and paste it at Google. If I found one exactly the similar assignment, come up with it, I know that you are copied. Right?
Okay, understand.
So not necessarily to have explanation about it. Unless you are asking someone to do your assignment on behalf of you. I'm not asking you to doing it because of at least throughout the process of studies in university you gain something, a knowledge, and you can bring the knowledge in your career or in your future or in helping others at least. Second, section B. Straightforward question. Discuss the role of entrepreneurship in stimulating economic growth in the developing countries. So start with an introduction, put it a content, conclusion, and reference. It's a normal types of essay. But looking at how an entrepreneurships will help on the economic growth.
How many
This one
pages
is no.
is this section B?
Hmm?
How many pages should we write for the section B?
If you ask me a pages, of course I'm going to have a 30 pages.
30.
At least more of, if you look at 30 marks, at least more than 10 pages.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
If you do less than 10 pages, you will not get 30 marks.
Oh, this section B is need more than 10 pages, is it? Wow, okay.
If you are able to do in-text citation, please doing it.
So this assignment, is it like we prepare and then at the end, like a normal assignment, then we just hand it in, or along the way we have tutorials and we can ask questions about it? Or
This assignment one-time submission in the system.
okay, but let's say next time we have a tutorial and all that, right? Will we like can we discuss about our assignment progress or something like that? Is that part?
If you like to show it out to me before submit it and get the feedback, I will look at in it.
Okay, all right.
This one is look like normal assignment, so you can Google, get an information how the entrepreneurship will stimulate on the economic growth, specifically on the developing countries. Okay, and
There
section
are no references required for section A. Section A, no references. Not
section A.
necessary at all. Okay.
Because of business plan, we did not provide references.
Correct. Yes.
But for this, yes. Section B, yes.
Okay, understood.
Okay, section C. Critical factors for success for first-time entrepreneur. This one is yes. Who like to give an idea? Who like to speak? Just now I listened to someone.
This section is 10 marks, so around how many pages?
10 marks, 3 pages is acceptable.
3. Okay. With references, this section?
This, if you can provide references, is a good.
Okay.
So all of these answers should be in one file. Is it correct? In one document, so one file. And you have to submit it in this system. Okay, I have to ask a first semester students because others are senior, so you have a lot of experience. Sonia, you are the first sem, right? Sonia? Oh, yes, Shini. Who's are the first semester student?
I'm second semester, Miss.
Okay. First, just now when introductions. So yeah, Shini, second, you have an experience before submission of the assignment.
Yeah.
So please submit into the system. I'm not encourage you to email me. At least this is preventive actions taken. No, if anything happened to me, at least when you submit it into the system, someone can marking on behalf of me. If you email to me when you submit an assignment, if something happened to me, no one can help you. So to avoid any circumstances towards it, it's better for all of you to submit it into the system. We did not know nowadays kan. Good lah, lepas ni saya mati ke. And so that's the reason. Choy. Tak.
Okay, means that, madam, we can submit it to the through the PLS without the Turnitin interpretation lah.
Without. So no need for you to upload Interninin first and get the percentage of the similarities in it before submit. So just straight into this. Because over here they did not mention that you have to get how many percent of similarities checking. So okay lah, tak payahlah susah-susah kan. Or we have another new policy. Sekejap, I have to check first. Do we have a specific over here? Percentage of that there are no specific instruction to make sure that your assignment should be less than 20% of it. So I still allowed. Apalah kan. So you all nak? Kalau nak tak apa.
Tak payah pun tak apa.
Tak payahlah straight sangat But please make sure that you did not copy 100%.
Okay, basically, how to strategize our assignment to get a very good mark, because you, madam, you all know that in order to be a lecturer or something like that, our pointer nowadays should be 3 and above, right? So how to strategize our assignment to be in a very good mark?
To get a good mark in assignment, first you have to fulfill criteria stated in the assignment. Second, do an extra research towards the topics. And if you look at this assignment, I'm asking you to do a a business plan, you must show it out that you do you have to show it out that you do a lots of efforts to make it. It's not just copy from others and put it out in your assignment. So as a lecturer, we will give a good marks for the students if you can show that, oh, you are doing an extraordinary compared to others.
Okay, understand.
Anything else? No, it's look like you have an experience more than 20 years in your area. Orang kata apa? In Malay we call it a split, apa? Sekilas ikan di air, dah tahu jantan betina
But when it comes to the written basis, it's quite different actually. Even though you have vast experience.
Based on previous assignment submitted by previous semester students, it shows that if they do it not just in time, they doing it, they plan to doing it earlier, it shows that they do a good assignment. Unless those students who are doing it just in time, tonight have to submit and today before 12:30 struggling to do, it shows that okay, the result of the assignment is not good as expected. Okay. We start at 9. Should be 3 hours, right? Our class?
But we can stop now if you want.
Huh? Sepatut berapa jam? 3 jam kan?
3 jam 20 minit kalau
Just
silap.
1:30.
Oh, 3 jam 20 minit. Macam tak payah rest dah. Anything else nak tambah? Ada lagi?
Maybe we can rest for 10 minutes. One.
Nak rest dulu 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Miss, come back what time?
Come back.
Come back what time?
Now 11:08. So
Uh-huh.
after 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
11:20. Is that all right?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Before we end our session, to wrap up overall what we learned today, I come up with a Kahoot activity. I think if you have your phone, for example, you are using computer to running on this class, I like you to use a phone because of the question will appear in the screen and you have to answer it using other device.
Well, normally Kahoot got prize. Do you give prize or not?
Normally, if in class, I give a prize, but just because of online, no prize given.
But unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, Google kahoot.it. K-A kahoot.it. Wow, cepatnya. Not yet open for all of you. Okay. I provide 5 questions. Within 20 seconds, you have to answer it using your own device. Okay, game pin 1449050. Okay, everyone. Can I start? Entrepreneurship is the process of starting a business, a house, a skill, and knowledge. That's good. Everyone get the correct answer. Okay, Yash, in the first ranking. Decolonialization of the land. The third question. Accept. Over here, accept. The reason to become an entrepreneur, accept. Of course, others is the reason. This one is going to a place is the not the reason to become an entrepreneur. Because previously when we said that, okay, we like to implement our idea, we like to show it out, this is our passion, it's a business, and living the red case, the red race is if we are going to the workplace, we know that 8:30 we have to be in the work office, and after it, we have a break and coming back after 5:30, and every day look like similar rotations of our daily schedule. Good. So initiative and responsibility as a part of the characteristic of an entrepreneur. We have to be responsible and we have to be creative as well. Mm. Okay, number 6. All of you get the correct answer. So we look at the result. Congratulations to CN, Wet Springer, and YG as a winner for this topic session. Congratulations, YG.
Thank you.
Uh, so anything else before we dismiss our session? I hope at least you get an idea. If you did not running your own business, at least later on you can give advice to others as well. If your family members or your friends like to set up a business, I think. Thank you, everyone. See you again the following class on 28th of June
Okay.
online as
Um,
well.
one last question. So should we? Okay, we should start doing our assignment. But is there anything we should start reading or like study?
Okay, preparation for the class.
Mm.
You mean that if you like to do a revision before starting a class, I like you to have a look on the PowerPoint slide because I will do a discussion for this topic based on the PowerPoint. Uh, and because of in this university at AAU, we did not have any continuous assessment marks. Everything is on the based on the assignment. So no need to worry so much
Okay.
about
That's fine.
in class.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have to ask.
Uh, Anything else?
Thank you, Miss. Bye.
Okay, thank you everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Puan. Thank you. Bye
Do
bye.
you have a class
Sorry?
today? On the evening you have a class or
Mm.
afternoon?
Yeah, we have a class, one more class.
Okay, 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you can get a rest. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Puan. Bye bye.
Bye.
Aida. Aida. Ada
Ya,
apa-apa?
Kak. Ya,
Ada
Kak.
apa lagi nak buat? Tak payah dah lah kan?
Buat apa, Kak?
Tak ada apa-apa dah lah kan? Akak live je lah kan?
Live dah habis dah ni. Okey lah. Saya record je.
Okay.
Okey,
Thank
Kak.
you.
Okey, Assalamualaikum.
Salam.